We woke early and left our boondocking location along Highway 385. I had made us a one-night reservation at Horse Thief Lake Campground just outside of Mount Rushmore Memorial National Park. However, I was very interested in visiting Prairie Berry Vineyards in Hill, South Dakota. I had never heard of a buffalo berry and was interested in gifting a bottle of buffalo berry wine to a friend, and the town of Hill was not very far off of our selected route. But before reaching the vineyard, we wanted to stop and shower along the way. I found a small city park in the town of Hill City called Tracy Park. City parks are a nice place to stop and take Skip out for a walk. Interesting enough, I had not realized we had parked at one of the trailheads of the McNicholson Trail. The George S. McNicholson Trail is a 109-mile multi-use trail between Deadwood and Edgemont, South Dakota, Hill City being somewhat in the middle. This has been a bucket list bike ride for me. Someday we're going to need to come back. Okay. No overnight parking, which is fine. We are not going to go there. It is the Hill City School District property, and it's okay to park. After showers and a bite to eat, we headed over to Prairie Berry Vineyards to check out their wines. Okay, so maybe that's not it. Maybe it's this one.
Red S.
Yeah, right up there. That one.
Turn left, then turn right onto East Main Street. Turn right.
While in town, we took the time to refill our propane tank. On this trip, we were not using much propane. When parked overnight, we run the refrigerator on propane and it uses very little. But when driving, I switch it over to DC power. I don't know if that's necessary, but it works best for us. This way, I don't need to remember to shut off the propane when we need to stop for a fuel up. Our Onan generator runs on propane as well, and it does seem to use quite a bit. However, with our DC to DC charging off the alternator and our 300 watts of solar on the roof, we seldom need to use it. We experienced another first for us on this trip in regards to propane fills. I think it's while we were in Utah when we were first told that everyone, including pets, had to leave the vehicle while filling the tank. No one has ever asked us to do this in Oregon. Mr. Skip loves the idea. It gives him some more outdoor sniff time. Oh, noodle.
Okay, let's try to find a campground.
Well, it's only 11 miles away. Well, actually, it's 11 miles total. Yeah. Not traveling too far. It was still fairly early in the day, and we had considered doing some window shopping while in Hill City. But neither of us are big into the tourist town experiences, and decided that a relaxing day at our campsite was a much better option. It's got to be what makes this a very touristy town. Getting this all on dash cam. Cute little town. But again, looks like just a tourist. Watch somebody. They're kind of in the middle of the road. I guess you can go.
Not a crosswalk.
No, they're just strolling through the middle. Okay, now you're in the crosswalk. It's a little too... I had made a one-night reservation at Horse Thief Lake Campground along Highway 244 in South Dakota. I think this is one of the closest campgrounds to the Mount Rushmore Memorial. The campground is pretty basic. It had bathrooms and water available for filling containers. There was no dump station or any facilities with full hookups. There was a host that sells firewood and perhaps ice, and a lake that people seem to enjoy swimming in. For us, it was not a very enjoyable campground. Helicopter flights over Mount Rushmore interrupted the skies about every 5 minutes throughout the day and early evening. And, unfortunate for us, when our campsite neighbors returned, it only became more annoying. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy to see families and children camping and enjoying being outdoors, but sometimes it can go too far. A party with 2 parents along with 2 early teenagers and 1 younger boy, I would say maybe 7 or 8, were camped next to us. Apparently, the parenting style was to give your whining, screaming child anything and everything he wanted in an attempt to quiet him down. Poor parenting in my book, because it did not work. We listened to that little kid whine and scream until he eventually fell asleep around 10 p.m. Oh well, needless to say, we were ready to leave bright and early the next morning. So off we went to Mount Rushmore National Park. We were really not sure what to expect from this stop, but since neither of us had been there, we wanted to check it out. The drive up Highway 244 was stunning. We made several stops just to take it all in. The Black Hills, while maybe not spectacular in height for us, gotta remember we live in a rather mountainous area and had already crossed the Rocky Mountains, but they were beautiful in their own way. This is a young deer. Just watch out that there's not... Hello? Hello? You're not the brightest of deer.
Long time.
Yeah, that was. I was also quite impressed with how they managed all the auto and bus traffic around the memorial. Being in a larger vehicle, I think we were about 24 foot plus the stowaway on the back, puts us in at about 28 feet long, so we can't park in a regular parking place. Although it was not necessary, a parking attendant stopped traffic and guided us into an RV parking spot, and did the same when we left. We took an elevator up from the parking area and then the stairs up to the main entrance. This was our first view of the Presidential Memorial, and I have to say, it was pretty amazing. What does it say? Filming in progress. The Avenue of Flags, with flags of all 50 states, 1 district, 3 territories, and 2 commonwealths of the United States, was something to see. We took a seat and just kind of watched them flutter in the breeze and reflected on what this country means to us. I gotcha.
Still?
Still.
Okay.
We didn't get to spend a whole lot of time here as the day was warming up and Mr. Skip had to stay in the van. It says number of passengers 2, confirm, processing. Are you 60? Yes. Processing. $5 because you're old, so you can tap. Okay. Place card, remove card.
I don't know. I didn't read it.
Oh.
Receipt.
No, I don't think that's it. The receipt did not print out. I think we have to do it again.
I got a question for you. Do you have to pay for parking up here, or can you pay on the way out?
I think you have to pay at a machine, any of the machines, and they're all up here.
We passed a machine down in parking, so they're all over the place.
Okay.
Oh, ticket paid. Take the ticket. So I don't know.
Completed.
Pay for parking here. Here's your receipt. I didn't get a receipt. But it says that this has been paid, right?
So.
Oh, wait, yeah. I guess it's.
Proceed.
Oh, what ticket did you use?
My old man
And
ticket.
how much was it?
$5.
With your old man
Yeah,
ticket.
50% off.
Because you're an old man.
Because I stopped saying old man.
Yeah, okay, old man.
Older.
Older.
Lincoln parking lot. That's where we did.
Lincoln?
Lincoln. blinking and nod.
Who?
Blinking and nod.
Who are they?
I don't know.
Oh.
I know blinking
And he was blinking.
and nodding, evidently.
Well,
It's one of those phrases I've always heard but never understood.
maybe he was another old man. And he was tired. There you go. We continued on Highway 244 on the east side of Mount Rushmore to Iron Mountain Road and towards Rapid City. Take that junction. Do you want to take this other lane? Maybe, if it's clear.
Tunnel!
Oh, look at that, a tunnel. Okay, there are
Like a
some
bridge.
tunnels. Nice big one. Miner's Gateway Tunnel.
Turn right.
That lane is going. Merge in with them. Somewhere outside of Rapid City, we finally found a real automotive store, and I went in to pick up some blue European blend coolant. The van had never overheated, but we seemed to be losing a little bit of fluid every few days, so we had to top it off. Our band-aid fix was to keep adding coolant to the reservoir until we were able to have it looked at, and that is no easy task when on the road. We were getting near Interstate 90 and heading towards Sioux Falls. I think this was only our second stretch of interstate since we had left home. We felt like it was life in the fast lane for sure. It was a bit shocking to see the number of billboards, just one after another. Again, not real typical in our part of the country. And then I spotted the first of many yet to come wall drug billboards. Get your root beer. You're getting pretty near. 42 miles to go. And on they went. And little did I know how many, many miles of rolling grasslands lay ahead. With not much else to look at, we found ourselves looking for those silly wall drug signs to pass the time and the miles. It was becoming mind-numbing, and we both wanted to stop. We pulled off at a rest area, grateful to stretch our legs, shower, fix lunch, and maybe even take a nap. And we just love places like this, almost park-like. Skip and I took a very long walk and we had lunch outside. After this much-needed rest stop and refresher, it was back on the road and towards the town of Wall, South Dakota. Of course we had to stop after all of those signs. Of course, the town was busy, even on a Tuesday afternoon, early evening in mid-June. But it was a super fun touristy stop. The store, or should I say stores, were immense. Oh, okay. Of course, we had to try the buffalo burger that we had seen advertised all over the road, and a root beer for wads and an ice cream to share. Who's gonna eat the ice cream?
Me.
No.
You want some?
Yes.
I'll eat slow.
Oh, you're gonna share your ice cream?
Yeah, it's hard scooped ice cream, not the soft serve.
176.
We struck up some conversations with other travelers and learned some history about the family who had started it all at Wall Drug in 1931. We had been told of a rather spectacular BLM overnight spot just outside of the town, so of course we had to go check that out. And just south of the town of Wall on Highway 240, we found it. We took a few minutes to look around. The sun was getting pretty close to setting, and we didn't want to miss it while driving around trying to find the perfect spot to stay, so we just parked near the main entrance and we called it good for one night. The views were magnificent, but one had to remind themselves to be very careful when you step out of the van in the morning to let Skip out. It was a pretty steep first step. And here's where I'll leave you. Enjoy some pictures, and we'll see you in our next video as we visit Badlands National Park. Thanks for watching.